Okay, so today I just want to share this with every one of you because I know that you're gonna be buying 360 cameras. 360 cameras is probably gonna be the new thing for a lot of people that are going to be interested in filming themselves. Why, whether you're driving, riding a motorcycle, e-bike, scooters, whatsoever, this is the way to go now. And I have a lot of experience with filming with these things. And one of the main things that a lot of people like to get is cages. If you don't know what a cage is, that's what this is. This is a cage. A lot of people in the photography world, that's what you call it. Some people call it a case. It's not really a case, but we call them cage. But you can also call it a case, I guess. But the main purpose of this is to protect your Insta360 if he ever falls, drop on the road. Some scratches you can see. Mine kind of scratched up over here on the side. So this would have been the 360 camera, but no scratches on the 360. So I just want to recommend one of the best ones that you can actually get because I have tried them all, pretty much. I've tried all of them. And I think I've actually found the best one that you can actually use. That's why I started making this video. Because if I didn't find a good one, I would not try to make this video. So this was the one of the first ones that I bought, and it's called PGY Tech. This is just one of the generic ones. You can find this on Amazon, I believe. It's okay, but I will only recommend the best one. One of the reasons why I don't like this one is because the battery area, you can't access it without having to take the whole camera out from the housing. So you see how this is? This one, I do like it. This is from Small Rig. Really good one. And the battery, you can access it because if you need to swap out your batteries, you want to do it really quick. And so you can just do this, bam, and it snaps in. And if you need to change battery, just pull it out and put another one. Even if you want to swap out your memory card, which is in here, you just push and for it to come out and take it out. Now, if you're using this other case, let me just show you guys that. Now, some people wouldn't care, especially if this is cheaper. If this is cheaper than this, some people wouldn't care. But I will tell you the reason why you should care. When you're out there filming with your 360 cameras, you always want to be fast when it comes to changing batteries, because something can be happening and it can take you changing out your battery to miss what's going on. So now, as you can see, if I log this in and I want to change my battery, as you guys can see, you can't put your battery in there. You can't even access the memory card from here at all. So that means every time that you want to change your battery, you have to take this whole thing out, slide it out, and then you put the memory card and then battery in, and then put this back and then close it. And you have to make sure that this is secured, because sometimes if you're in a rush, if you're trying to do this in a rush, you can easily leave this a little bit open or something and you think that this is closed, but it's not closed, and then it flaps open just like that. This is why I think that these other ones are much better. So these two from Small Rig. I will also tell you one of the, I guess, the downside of getting this as well, and then I'll tell you guys which one is the best. Or we can just go straight to it. I don't like to kind of beat around the bush. This is the best. This is the best one. It's Tilter. This is the best cage that you can get for the Insta360 S4 right now. And I will tell you guys the benefits once I go through the other ones. In case if you don't want to stay for the rest of the video, just go and buy this. Is the best one. Now, let's talk about the Small Rig. The Small Rig one, I will tell you guys what I like and what I don't like. And I will demonstrate it too so you can see it. So it slides in, it's perfect. Once it slides in, it will protect your camera, of course. And it has this thing that comes with it that it goes, I guess we can call this the lens protector. I'm not sure which one this is now because I've swapped them out multiple times. But I think either way you can go over it. So this just goes over like that to protect the lens. Now, the issue that I have with this small rig cage is this bottom part. So if you're someone that mounts this on your chest and you use the GoPro mount that most of us use, as this thing comes out like this is very weak. I'm not sure what it is that they did, but there's an issue with this. And the only way I can show you this is by using one of the mounts, like actually mounting it. So let me show that real quick so you guys can see what I mean. So we take this out, you slide this in, like how you would normally put it, to either mount it on your chest or on your helmet or whatever you're gonna attach it to. So when you, I'm gonna tighten this all the way up, but you're still gonna have movements. I don't know if you guys can see that. Look, you see this movement? Look, you can even see the shake. I'll tighten it as much as possible so you guys can see it. There's still movement. So at first I thought that this issue was because of this, like this, because I just bought this. I'm like, this have to be it. That's what I'm experiencing, that it has to be this. It cannot be this small rig because I've used them in the past. Like I have, a couple of this. They're all small rig. I use them with this is the Insta360 X2 that I've had for a long time. I've used them, it just comes out and I don't have any issue with them. So, but this one for the X4 has issues. And when I mount this on my chest, it moves a lot and it makes it very difficult for it to be stable. So I didn't like that. So now I will show you guys the same thing on the other one. Let's see. You will see the difference right now. Let me take this out and let's use this one. This is the tilter. And this kind of falls back. It snaps back once you bring it. So let's see. It's gonna get it in there. And then we're gonna tighten it. I'm not even gonna tighten it all the way just to show you guys the difference. It's not tightened all the way, but look at it. You see how solid that is? There's no movement. You don't hear anything that's happening, and it's not tightened all the way. If I tighten it up all the way, there's no movement. So when this is mounted on my chest, I don't want any slight movement that's happening, which is happening on the small rig. So this is why I say this is actually the best one that you can get for your Insta360 S4. Now, other than that, there's a key difference that I want to show you guys right now. Look at these two cages. I don't know if you guys can see the difference. Let's look at the sides. A lot of people don't pay attention to this. You can see, because these are both Insta360 S4s. Okay, both of them are the same. But the cages, this one protects your camera more than the small rig one. Look, you can see it's poking out. This is part of the screen. Let's get a little bit closer. You can see part of the screen right there poking out. Also in the back of it, you can see the back is poking out. I'm not sure if small rig just rushed this cage out, but you can see the back of it is poking out. You guys able to see that? The same thing in the front. Now look at the tilter one. Let's take a close look. You can see that the screen is more inside. And this is just in case if this ever falls like this, this actually protects it. The cage protects it more. You can see it's in there, just like your phone case. The way your phone case is, you have this area right here that protects the screen. That's how the tilter one is. It's in there. But this other one, the small rig one, the screen is like poking out, so it's more prone to to scratches and stuff like that. So this is why I would recommend this over the small rig one. The small rig one is okay, maybe the price is cheaper. I still will not, cheap out on price just because of this. These things are very expensive, so I like to use it as long as possible. As you guys can see, I still have my X2 that I've been using, and if I take this thing out, there's pretty much no scratches on this because I've had this cage on there for a very long time, and it still works perfectly. I still use this. So just so you can be able to use the product as long as possible, it's better to get the best quality cage or case, whatever you might call it, to use to protect it. You can see the back as well. Take a look at the back. Look at it side by side. You can see this one is like poking out. See right there poking out, but then look at this. The back is not poking out, it's buried in there. So they designed this case around this camera specifically. These other cages that are out there, they are not designed around this at all. They are just cages for you to maybe mount this thing, because it has the a 1/4 inch down here that most people will use to attach to their mounting whatever it is that you're mounting. So because of that, they just rush these things, and of course you can add your audio stuff and all that. So other than these things that I pointed out, the screen sticking out, that's pretty much it. And then this problem right here where this like shakes even after you mount it on on something, it still moves. Other than that, this is a good cage. But now let's talk about this one, which is the best, hands down. And I got it, and I was looking at it and the build and everything. It's just perfect. Another thing that I really want to show you guys about this that's really, really awesome. So most of the time when I come back and I'm transferring files, I have to put these things down, because the screens on the Insta360's S4s are really fragile, very, very fragile thing, and they're pretty expensive. I have a protective case that's in the front right now, and they're like $19. So every time it scratches, you're losing $19. So it's better for you to just, as much as you can, try to protect it. Now, this company that made this cage, Tilta, they thought about protecting the screen as well. So if you look up here, you will see this. It looks like nothing, like it's part of the cage, and it's just flushed in there. If you turn this, see how it turns and pokes out? This is for when you put this down. So when you put it down, the lens, this area, is not touching anywhere. It's just standing like that. And I really think that's a really, really thoughtful thing for them to do. And that's on both sides. So if you put this like this, as you can see, it's not touching anything. But sometimes I will leave this like this. And it's good to know that you have that sticking out that you can use to protect your lens. Other than that's pretty much it. And then you have access to the battery, just like the SmallRig one. But I just think this is a much well thought out, complete production for protection of this Insta360 that I've ever come across. If there's something better out there, I will recommend it. But to also bring this out, you just hit this and it releases, and of course you bring this out. Pretty easy. Now, of course, I do worry about anything mistakenly touching this or something for it to come out. I always worry about that. That's one of the things that I liked about the Insta, this SmallRig one. This is one of the things I liked about it, because it has the screw that you attach, so it can't come out unless it gets screwed all the way out, and then this thing pops out. That's the only way for it to come out. But I like that. So I wish they did that on this Tilta one, but it's still good. I pray that it never actually happens, that something hits this and then this pops out. But I prefer this. I like the way it's built. And if anything, I can always find ways to make sure that I secure this, that it never comes out. I can wrap something around it or whatever, or even put a screw. I've seen some guys that they were saying that you can actually put a bolt across or something to make sure that this never comes out when you're riding. But other than that, this is the best cage case that you're gonna get for the Insta360 S4. Thank you guys for watching. Feel free to subscribe, ask questions, or anything like that.